I'd really like to talk about error and correction. And those are, for most people, pretty actually horrific words. They're terrified of making mistakes. They're terrified of being corrected for those seeming mistakes. And error is just not acceptable anymore. You know, error, I think you only see that word when it comes across your computer screen. It goes, error, and everybody's like, oh no, what did I do? I broke my computer somehow and I won't know how to fix it. And that alarm that raises in all of us with this, there's been a mistake, there's been an error, the more closely, devoted you become to not fighting or fixing or concealing your emotions, the more you become aware of them. And so people start to think, I used to have a grip on life. I have no idea what's happening now. Like, what's happening here? I'm alarmed by everything. Things that never bothered me, everything's bothering me now. I'm becoming hypersensitive to everything. And so that, they start blaming, they have the wrong light bulbs and the strip lighting, and the sound is too much. And it seems like there's an onslaught in form. And yet it's like the princess and the pea. People are becoming more and more sensitive to this disturbance in the mind, to those conflicting thoughts and those conflicting desires and beliefs. So what do you do once you become aware of these? Well, here's where you become really grateful for those most generous triggers. So it doesn't really matter what started the experience of you noticing you were bothered. You can simply be grateful that it began. And at the beginning, it becomes a little disturbing, the frequency with which you seem to become disturbed. But this is part of the healing process. So you have to become aware of something for it to come to awareness before you can release it. Now, how do you release it? That's the handing over to the Holy Spirit, if you're a Course in Miracles pathway. And if you're on a non-dual pathway of meditation, that would be sinking into meditation and transcending it in that way. If you're in Vipassana, you're checking out how you feel in your body and you're sitting through the sensations. But let's talk about A Course in Miracles and Levels of Mind for a moment. It's this amazing tool from David Hoffmeister, and it's levelsofmind.com. And on there, they've got these amazing worksheets. It's like a miracle turnaround every single time. And you just autofill the sheet and it just turns it around for you, this seeming trouble, and walks you through your mind. So it's like having a mighty companion right beside you, even if you're sitting on the top of a mountain on your own. You can download this worksheet and do it there. You don't even have to be online. So let's talk about it. Now, forgiveness is given. It's for you and it's been given freely. And what it means is that your job is acceptance. Your invitation is just to accept that the error has already been corrected. So, in the giving of that answer, every single possibility of an idea of a problem was answered immediately. So I really love to think of the fact that every time I get upset and there seems to be a problem, then all I have to do is sit back into the answer that's already been worked out. And the more you get used to expecting the answer to simply be there, the more you just instantly sit back and lean back into it. Because my job is acceptance of the correction to the error that was already given. So the word correction with a capital C is synonymous with atonement or forgiveness. It's innocence. Correction equals innocence. The correction is, oh no, you seem to think you're guilty right now. No, you're just mistaken. No, you're innocent. Now, truly, the one that's innocent is a state of mind. It's not really a person in a world. That simply is the mistaken thinking. However, from our point of view, it's really helpful to start to orientate into that all correction, all prayer to the Spirit is to return to the state of awareness of innocence. Because some people, I've been on a tour in the last year, the anxiety that comes up in them is for this idea that asking the Spirit, they'll be corrected and admonished. And I'm like, oh no, not at all. It's literally the opposite. It's like, oh, I don't feel good. Quick, rush to the Holy Spirit. I'm all yours. This is what's bothering me. And so like a very small 2-year-old, you can simply present yourself going, ow, sore. I don't like how I feel. And if you simply admit you don't like how you feel, then that's wide open receptivity to an answer that will allow you to feel better. And within that, you can keep saying, I don't like how I feel, I would like to feel differently. And then the spirit your arms are wide open. Usually people decide what the problem is. They decide what the answer is, and then they go and ask and are expecting to get turned down for the answer they've chosen to correct something that they don't even understand and isn't really the problem. So all problems are perceptual problems, which means at heart, you can relax back and not worry about being wrong and actually kind of get excited about being wrong. Being wrong rocks. It's the new cool thing to be. To be wrong every day, to wake up and go, listen, I'm just wrong. Like, I'm mistaken about everything. And I don't know or understand how any of this works. But I am deeply loved by the one who does. And when you come into that recognition, then what can the ego get you at with during the day? Like, there's nothing. There you are, soft, relaxed. Oh, me, I did it. Yeah, I was totally mistaken there. Oh yeah, I left the door open. Yes, the fridge has defrosted. It was myself. Yes, me over here. Because you're not focused on the outcome or being hated or being shouted at or anything. You simply want to see anywhere you're defended, where you still think you're a person in a world and you think that there's a chance that you are guilty. Most people's days are orientated towards defending against the very idea that they're guilty. So their goal for the day is to end up not guilty by the end of it. Now that's a far cry from actually experiencing innocence. That's very far. And so if you wake up every morning and you're just in total acceptance that you don't know or understand anything, well, you're wide open and totally available to the spirit. Totally available to be of service, totally available to be done through, and totally available to hear moment by moment guidance. And it's the moment by moment guidance that allows you to come into an experience of being done through. Because it's hard for us in the beginning to accept that we don't have the level of control that we imagine we do. In A Course in Miracles, it says in Rules for Decision, which is just an epic chapter, chapter 30. If I make no decisions by myself today, this is the kind of day that will be given to me. And it says, the thing is, you never make a decision by yourself. You're either making the decision with the ego or with the Holy Spirit. So really there's only one choice, and that's to choose the Spirit as early as you can, first thing in the morning before you even open your eyes. If I make no decisions by myself today, this is the day that will be given to me. A joyful, happy, peaceful day. Hopefully full of correction.